New Mexico and their lack of depth. 5 players will not suit up and have not made the trip. Only 7 active players and only 7 players here for New Mexico. So 5 of them, of course, are going to be your starters, including Chris McNeil, 6'1", 185-pound junior, number 1. Number 5, Joe Furstinger, 6'9", 230-pound senior. McQuatch Marawatch. He started 8 games this year, 6'5", 190-pound freshman. Also number 14, Dane Kuiper, 6'7", 200-pound junior, who's averaging about 6.4 points a game. And Anthony Mattis, number 32, 6'3", 175-pound junior, gets the starting nod, only his 7th start of the season, and he's averaging 11.4 points per game. He is your highest scorer that's available for New Mexico tonight at 11 points a game. They lose Sam Logwood, who will not go tonight. He averaged about 12.9. And Antino Jackson, who will not go tonight, who averaged about 11 points a game.
It's a lot of points to give up, but then again, you know, it's kind of next man up for them, and they seem like they're pretty good and tight in the huddle.
Yeah, no doubt. It's going to be interesting tonight between these two teams. Your Utah State starters, what you would expect, Alex Dargenton, who, as you heard in the pregame interview, will be available for Utah State, but will not start. Quinn Taylor gets the start for him. Your other starters, though, are what we've seen for the majority of the year: Kobe McEwen, Sam Merrill, Diogo Brito, and Dwayne Brown Jr. So, Coach, your keys, what does Utah State need to do to make sure they get out of here with a W tonight?
Well, now I've adjusted them just a bit because of the personnel. I think we need to play downhill with a forceful pace. That means we need to play fast. I think we need to rebound the basketball on the defensive end and get out on the break and score early, and then still limit turnovers. Their defense isn't going to change. I mean, they're going to come at us hard and quick early with a lot of pressure. We need to withstand that and punch them back in the mouth. All
right, we're ready to get this thing started. New Mexico, and you pointed out, Coach, when there's only 7 of you, it's pretty easy to kind of come together and realize, hey, it's just us. And if you had a bad shot or you have a bad moment, Coach really can't do much to you because there's nobody else to go to.
Yeah, I mean, your leash is forever now, and you just don't have to look over your shoulder, and it frees you up a little bit. And you know, they were playing pretty free in the last few games as well, so it'll be an interesting start to the game.
Joe Furstinger is going to tip off against Dwayne Brown Jr., and we're ready to get this thing going. Live here from the Spectrum in Logan, it's Utah State and New Mexico. Aggies looking to win their 3rd consecutive game in a row. Chris McNeil in New Mexico control the opening tip-off, and we're underway here in the Spectrum. Furstinger on the outside, hands back over to Kuiper. Kuiper swings it back over to McNeil on the left wing, and New Mexico with 18 seconds on the shot clock tries to go to work. Mathis on the right side, being guarded by Merrill, swings it back over to the left wing. 10 seconds now left on the shot clock. New Mexico baseline, swings it back over to the front court, cranks a 3 from the outside, won't go for Kuiper, and Utah State quickly with the rebound as Dwayne Brown Jr. Picks up the loose ball. Sam Merrill on the left wing, Aggies' first offensive possession. Cross court over to Kobe McEwen, baseline jumper inside the 3-point line, buries it, and Utah State out to an early 2-0 lead.
Yeah, great initial pace. I like the way we're bringing it up quick and getting scoring early.
Yeah, New Mexico averages about 30 3-point shot attempts. They play with an insane amount of pace. They're top 10 in pace of play, but Coach, with 7 players, I don't know if you can go with that.
It'll be interesting how the coach handles it, what he does on defense or offense to control the pace.
McNeil on the right wing, hands over to Mathis. Mathis comes back to the middle of the court. And again, New Mexico just trying to post anybody up down low. Finally gets it to Furstinger. He's going to go to work on Quinn Taylor. Up, push shot, no good, missed everything. But an offensive rebound is up, missed, and another offensive board for New Mexico by Furstinger. And it's going to go against New Mexico and go back to Utah State.
There's no foul there. I think you thought the shot clock went off, but the ball actually hit the rim. You know, it's an inadvertent whistle, so I want to know why they counted the basket. Maybe his whistle came after the basket.
Okay, there you go. So basket counts, and Utah State, New Mexico all square at 2 apiece with 18:44 left to go. Give Joe Furstinger, who has only played, has averaged about 26 minutes a game, the first bucket in this game. Utah State tried to throw the alley-oop to Kobe McEwen, but he was guarded well, so Kobe comes back to get it outside the 3-point line. Will take a 3, bury it, and he's fouled. Kobe McEwen hits the 3, draws the foul, and will go to the free throw line.
There's the start we're looking for, and it's kind of a one-man show right now. He's put the team on his hand, but that's what we really need is some quick early scoring. They're using a lot of time, and we're scoring quickly. Just tables have turned a little bit.
Kobe McEwen has got all 5 points. He'll look for number 6. Lines up the free throw, drops it down, and Utah State out 6-2 on Coach the old-fashioned 4-point play.
Yeah, that's how he drew it up.
Yeah. First stinger as Utah State brings the press. Back over to McNeil, crosses the timeline. Lobos moving left to right across your radio dial. Again, only 7 active players for the Lobos tonight, and McNeil's already drawn an early foul. McNeil back up top to Firstinger. Firstinger works back to the right side of the court. Hands over to Kuiper. Kuiper wants to drive, puts the left-hand layup up, won't go. Another offensive rebound is nearly pulled down, but Kobe McEwen's finally able to come out with it. McEwen wants to drive, looking for points number 7 and 8, and lays them up and in and gets it. It's Kobe McEwen 8, New Mexico 2. McNeil on the left wing. Hands over to Kuiper. Kuiper sizing up Kobe. Decides to reverse back to the middle of the court. Cross-court pass to Mathis, who will take a long three and get it from the right side. Cuts the lead in half, 8-5. Utah State leading with 17:28 and counting left to go here in the first half. McEwen to Sam Merrill. All points coming courtesy of number 1 for Utah State, Kobe McEwen. Quinn Taylor to Brito. Brito swings it back over to Brown. Brown outside the three-point line, wants to drive. Shot short off the glass, gets his own rebound, is underneath the basket. Shot is blocked away on the putback opportunity by Firstinger, and here comes New Mexico. McNeil quickly down the court. Back up top for a long three-point shot attempt, misses everything. Anthony Mathis hit one-on-one trip down the court, but couldn't get this one near the rim.
Yeah, interesting. So New Mexico's not going to be able to guard Kobe how they would have liked to have guarded him with the right personnel. So a refreshing change. Kobe can actually, work with the basketball a little bit, and he'll have to start creating for his teammates. But I like that he's able to get shots off early.
Yeah, usually Kobe starts the game out trying to get other guys involved and gets the scoring going a little bit later on. But today, he's been controlling a little bit more of the tempo. McEwen now on the left wing, baseline, pulls back, takes the shot. And are they going to give him the – nope, they're going to send it back New Mexico's way.
So on his back step, he stepped
on the line.
Stepped on the line.
He almost drew another foul. But McNeil and New Mexico coming the other way with the Aggies leading 8-5 with 16:37 left to go here in the first half. Troy Simons now into the game for New Mexico. Again, New Mexico only with 7 players, so only 2 other players available to come in. Mathis thinks about a 3. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Over to Firstinger. Firstinger on the left wing gets caught up, picks up the dribble, then finally dishes over for a long three-point shot attempt that is missed, and Utah State with the ball going the other way. Diogo Brito running the ship. Hands over to McEwen. McEwen into the lane. Constant contact. Kicks back over to Brown. Brown will drive. Puts the shot up over Firstinger and drops it down the bucket, and Utah State leads 10-5. First point scored from an Aggie not named Kobe McEwen. Down low to Firstinger, who's cut off there, has to swing it cross court. Back up top to Simons, who will take a long three, won't go. And here's McEwen with another rebound.
And we shouldn't be surprised. New Mexico State's putting up 30-plus threes a game, so they're playing the style that they want to play.
Sam Merrill, baseline, will crank a 3 and bury the 3, and Utah State's rolling early. 13-5, 15:30 left to go. Coach, you wanted them out and scoring early, and you've got your wish.
Love to be right.
McNeil. Hands over, baseline drive, swing it back over to Mathis for 3. Baseline shot is up and good. And New Mexico cranking a lot of threes in this game. They're 2 of 6 from beyond the three-point line. Utah State 2 for 2 and currently shooting 71% from the field. Aggies leading 13-8. 15:20 left to go here in the first half. Crew Ainge set to come into the game on the next timeout. Sam Merrill back over to Brito. Brito drives into the paint, then works it back to McEwen. Swings it over to Brown for 3. Got it. Great ball movement by the Aggies, leads to a Dwayne Brown Jr. 3, and the Aggies push the lead back to 16-8 with 14:46 left to go here in the first half. Firstinger caught up, swings it back over to Marawatch. Marawatch into the lane, loses the handle, it's stolen away, long pass to Brito, and he'll throw down the dunk, and Utah State up by 10, 18-8, 14:33 left to go here in the first half on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield. To 8. You're listening to Aggie Basketball on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield. Kobe McEwen leading all scores in this game with 8 points. He's also got a couple of rebounds, and he's dished out 3 assists, Coach. He's got 8, 2, and 3 in the first 5.5 minutes of this game.
Yeah, and that's what you want, from your leadership. And it just happens to be he's the one that was able to do that. And, in prior games, they've really put their lockdown defender, and it doesn't feel like he's out there for New Mexico tonight. So Kobe's able to play a little freer. And what a great start by the team. I mean, this is exactly how you want, how we wanted us out of the box. We talked about it in the pregame. Now we have our first line of subs in the game. We need to make sure that there's no letdown, even if it stays the same until we get our starters back in.
Now, they like Crew Ainge in this game because they thought he'd be a nice defensive presence against Antono Jackson. Jackson's not going to go in this game, but Crew Ainge is certainly going to still go and get some minutes. They like what he brings defensively and feel like the offense will come along here pretty quickly for him. Freshman just right off his mission as New Mexico working left to right. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Mathis needs to go to work, being dogged by Brito, so he hands over to Simon. He's into the lane, nearly traveled with it, dishes over to Kuiper. Kuiper hands back to Mathis for three, won't go, fight for the rebound, and it's brought down by Furstinger of New Mexico. Fresh shot clock. Kuiper wants to drive into the lane, nearly travels again, and now they're going to call a foul on Utah State on the layup attempt.
So this is kind of a trend. I think that's their third offensive rebound now. This team's going to put up a lot of threes, and probably more than a normal night they'll put up tonight. And those rebounds are going to come off long. We need to make sure we're getting contact. We got to go back to our roots. We need to box out, make contact, and then go get it. Quinn just tried to reach his arms up and get it, and Firstinger's just a little bit longer.
Yep. So a couple free throws coming for Kuiper. Kuiper hits the first one. He's an 82% free throw shooter. He'll have one more. 18-9 is our score. Utah State doubling up New Mexico with 13:54 left to go here in the first half. Second free throw is up and good, and Quinn Taylor will inbound, and New Mexico bringing a little bit of a press, try to get Utah State out of this momentum offensively. Quinn Taylor forced to pick up his dribble. Utah State's got to get to work. Fortunately, Crew Ainge gets it past the timeline, gets it back to Brito, who hands back over to Crew, and he's going to reset the offense. New Mexico going zone. Hands back to McEwen on the right wing. McEwen over to Brito, back to Crew Ainge. Over to Brito, back to Kobe, will take a right wing three, won't go, rimmed out, and New Mexico pulls down the board. 13:25 left to go, a little bit of confusion on that offensive set. Baseline drive, and a foul will go against Utah State as Marawatch was able to drive and pick up the foul.
Yeah, not a great trend for the Aggies here. We give up an offensive rebound, and then we get a little miscue. Fouls will start adding up a little bit here. We got to guard the ball. Just because they shoot a lot of threes, we still need to be in a stance and ready to guard.
All right, set to inbound underneath his own basket will be Chris McNeil, who just checked back into the game. Utah State leading New Mexico 18-10 with 13:21 left to go. Inbound, swings over to Mathis. Long three, and it's up and good. McNeil buries it from the baseline, and Utah State has seen their lead cut in half. 1 point, 18-8, now 18-13, with 13:09 left to go in the first half. You mentioned want to keep the foot down on the pedal, Coach, and Utah State's let up a little bit here.
Yeah, there's a little difference when Ainge has the ball as opposed to Kobe bringing it up.
Yeah, turnaround jumper is missed by Brown from the free throw line, and here comes the rebound, and Troy Simon's going the other way. Back over to Mathis, over to McNeil on the left wing. Kobe steps back a little bit off of him, even though he just hit a big three. Simon's now on the right wing, wants to drive, picks up his dribble, has to get rid of it. Over to McNeil on the right side. McNeil steps back, wants to drive base. He can't find anything, so back up top to Simons. Simons in a lane, spin, shot, up, missed. Kobe McEwen with another rebound. Kobe McEwen with his fourth rebound here in the first 5 minutes of the game. Sam Merrill on the right side dishes it over to Crew Ainge, who works it back to the middle of the court outside the three-point line. Merrill on the right wing, back to Ainge, cross court over to McEwen, down low to Brown. Brown's going to go to work against this zone, gets caught up on the low blocks, cuts to Ainge. Ainge kicks over to Henson for three, and he got it. Great ball movement against that zone, Coach. Somebody's going to be open.
Yeah, absolutely, and we just kind of hid in the corner there, and Ainge found him on a good cut to the basket.
Furstinger lays it up and in after Brown tried to attack the basket and tried to attack the ball and try to get a steal, and Furstinger was able to make him pay. 21-15, 6-point lead for Utah State. 11:51 left to go here in the first half on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield. Leading this game 21-15, 6-point lead. They've led by as many as 10 with 11:51 left to go, but currently lead by 6. Aggies shot out of the gate shooting well. They're still shooting 67%, but as you'd expect, things have slowed down a little bit here, Coach.
Yeah, and we've got bogged down on 2 different reasons. A, we've given up a couple offensive rebounds, and so we haven't been able to get out on the break as easy. And then kind of a combination of the ball sticking a little too much with Crew and New Mexico coming out in the zone, and maybe we weren't quite ready for that. I think this timeout will help us have a chance to talk a little bit about our zone offense.
All right, Utah State, although Henson was just able to bury a 3 off of that offense, and it's been really interesting to see what momentum, after you hit a buzzer beater like that, Coach, or a near buzzer beater, can that confidence just continue to swell after something like that?
Well, I think the entire game gives him a lot of confidence. I mean, they had a great game.
Brown tried to inbound. New Mexico doing a good job, and we got ourselves a timeout on the court. So we'll take it as well. Utah State leading by 6, 21-15 on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield.
Stand by.
Utah State inbounds, needs to get it in. Again, defended nicely by New Mexico. Finally, Sam Merrill with the ball, loses the handle, nearly goes out of bounds. He's able to dish it over to Brown, who works it back over to Ainge, and the Aggies finally bring it past the timeline. Ainge trying to go to work, swings it cross court to Kobe McEwen, who's able to come back and get it. Dish back to Merrill. Merrill outside the three-point line extended, and they're going to get Merrill with the offensive foul. Coach, what do you think of that one before I start getting upset?
I think it's just the extended arm, and what Coach Dury is right. He should have shot the first one. I mean, it was open, and instead he tried to make it better, and that created the contact.
All right, so legitimate foul before I start cursing.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even get a complaint from the Aggie bench there.
All right, fair enough.
But you can curse.
So who am I to complain? Utah State leading by 6, 21-15. Here comes the Lobos into the paint. Marawatch, right-hand dish, up, no good. Nice spin move, just couldn't finish at the rim, and Kobe McEwen coming the other way. Into the lane, McEwen, left-hand shot, blocked away by Furstinger. Brown's able to get it, hands back to McEwen for 3. Say, block my 2, fine, I'll take a 3 and I'm gonna bury it. 24-15, lead back to 9 for Utah State. Mathis on the right side, hands off to McNeil. McNeil, quick to dribble, picked up by McEwen. He'll take a 3 and he'll hit a 3. That's one thing they can do. They shoot a lot of 3s. They average nearly 30 a game, and just because there's only 7 players, they're looking at it like, hey, more 3s for all of us.
Yeah, it's still their game plan, and it's kept them in a lot of games. Also, we can't forget about that full court press. So that man press gave us a little bit of problems. We got to be ready for that.
24-18. Aggies lead by 6. They've led by as many as 10. Baseline jumper for Sam, up and good, about 12 feet out. And Utah State, 26-18, pushes the lead to 8, 10-21 left to go. First half action here in the Spectrum in Logan. McNeil over to the left wing, back to Simons. Simons thinks about driving on Brito, does so, but picks up his dribble and backs it out to Mathis. Mathis lines up the 3, takes it. Back iron won't go, but Firstinger's there to pull down another offensive rebound. He's been a nightmare on the boards for Utah State, and New Mexico's got a fresh possession with 23 seconds now on the clock. McNeil into the lane, shot won't go, he draws the foul. That'll be the 14th foul for Utah State and sends New Mexico to the free throw line.
Yeah, and that's actually on the scouting report. Long 3s lead to long misses, and that's I think 3 rebounds actually on the long ball that we're just trying to jump up and catch. And Furstinger, he's just longer and just jumps up and gets it over our back.
Yeah, Furstinger with 4 rebounds and 4 points. Utah State led in scoring by Kobe McEwen, who's got 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. First free throw is up and good. Quinn Taylor checking back into the game for Henson. Also back into the game for New Mexico will be Dane Kuiper. McNeil set to hoist up another shot. It is up and it is good. He's a 73% free throw shooter, goes 2 for 2 on that trip. McEwen's got a dish back over to Brown, and Brown traveled with it. Wasn't expecting the pass, wasn't ready for it, picked up a foot.
So up to this point, we've seen kind of 3/4 court zone presses, and the Lobos are coming out in a man-to-man and just kind of matching up until we get them on the dribble, and then they're coming and jumping us. So it's kind of this run-jump press. So it's given us a little hassle. It's not something we've seen lately.
Swings it On the inbounds, Utah State leading by 6, 26-20. New Mexico with the ball. And Kuiper on the left wing, back over to Simons. Simons on the right side trying to work to McNeil, who will take a long three. Won't go. Rebound ripped down by New Mexico. Another offensive rebound. Cross-court pass, three-point shot up, no good. And this time, Sam Merrill's able to collect it and bring it down. Fifth offensive rebound. Sam Merrill attacking the glass, losing the handle, and they're going to call a foul or just out of bounds?
They gave it to him out of bounds.
Yep.
I thought he clearly got raked across the arm there. Sam agrees.
26-20, Utah State leading by 6 with 9:23 left to go.
Oh, yeah, that replay clearly shows a foul.
McEwen set to inbound underneath the Aggie bucket. Swings it long to Sam Merrill outside the three-point line on the left wing. Being guarded by McNeil, back to McEwen. McEwen works back to the middle of the court. Hands it over to Merrill. Merrill down low to Quinn Taylor, who's got position, but the shot is blocked away by Furstinger. Not a lot of elevation there by Quinn Taylor, and New Mexico sends it the other way. They've got the ball. McNeil on the right side. Swings it over to Kuiper. Kuiper, long pass to the right side. Baseline three-point shot attempt is missed. Dwayne Brown over to Taylor. Taylor attacks the rim, lays it up and in.
Squeaked it.
28-20, Aggies lead by 8. 8:48 left to go. Down low to Furstinger, and Quinn Taylor caught him with a foul as Furstinger was trying to get some position down low.
This, you're really feeling the loss of Alex Dargington, in a game like this where you have a legitimate center player. And this is where Quinn is just a little too small for that matchup.
McNeil inbounds. 8:46 left to go in the first half. Aggies lead by 8, 28-20. Baseline three up and rattles out, and Utah State and Brown going for the offensive rebound loses the handle. It goes out of bounds and it'll stay with New Mexico.
Yeah, there's a aggressive mistake as they're called. I mean, there's 4 white jerseys. Red had already been heading back, and we end up knocking it off our partner's hands.
Aggies lead by 8, but a little grumpy with themselves. Some interesting body language out there because they probably feel like they should be up by 20 at this point. Marawach into the game and lays it up and in for New Mexico, attacking the rim and getting the layup. 28-22, 6-point lead. New Mexico's hanging in there. Dwayne Brown, hands back over to McEwen. McEwen over to Quinn Taylor, back to Merrill. Merrill stops for a moment, hands over to McEwen with 8:18 left to go here in the first half. To Merrill, who takes a long three, won't go, a little short on that one. And McNeil pulls down the board, and here comes New Mexico, trailing by 6. Aggies have led by as many as 10 here in the first half. McNeil driving, can't find anybody, so dishes over to Simons. Into the lane, Kuiper picks up the dribble, over to McNeil. McNeil behind the back dribble, pulls up, takes the jumper, won't go, and Kobe McEwen pulls down the board. Burrito quickly down the court the other way to Kobe McEwen. McEwen drives the lane, loses the handle, no foul. They're going to say it goes off of McEwen and stays with New Mexico. 28-22, 7:44 left to go. Can I curse now, Coach?
Yeah, 5 count, 5-1. I think, something's a little off in this game. And they're trying to keep their players in the game.
28-22, 7:44 left to go here in the first half on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield. (28-21), Utah State leads by 7. By the way, the McNeil 3 has been changed to a 2, so Utah State's lead during the break just got pushed to 7. So 28-21 is our score. 7:44 left to go. McEwen leading all scores with 11. Other than that, Merrill with 5, Taylor with 2, Burrito with 2, Brown with 5. Henson's 1 for 1 from the three-point line. Aggies are shooting 61% from the field, as opposed to New Mexico, who's shooting 30%, and McNeil leading the way with 7, Mathis with 6. All right, 7:44 left to go, first half action. Aggie fans getting a little restless with the officiating in this crew.
Yeah, and now they picked up a delay of game warning for breaking the huddle too long, so that'll make more friends, Mr. Hall.
Dave Hall and his lovely relationship with Utah State.
That's right.
All right, crossing the timeline. New Mexico moving left to right. Mathis picks up the dribble, looking for somebody to post swing it over to. finally goes down low to Firstinger. Firstinger puts the shot up and in on a nice back to the basket play. I kind of like this kid.
He's
Coach.
a good player. I watched him play in the UNLV game, and he's just steady Eddie. He really is.
Aggies lead by 5. They've led by as many as 10. 28-23, 7:17 left to go. Into the lane, left-hand layup, right-hand layup, up and good. And Sam Merrill blows by the defense and lays it up and in. 30-23, Aggies push the lead back to 7. Mathis, three-point line extended straight away, working to the outside, can't find anything. Tries to drive into the lane against Merrill. Falls down, and they're going to call a foul against Sam Merrill. That'll be the 16th foul, and Tim Duryea is about ready to lose his mind. 6:57 left to go. 30-23.
Yeah, he fell on his own there, according to the replay.
Yep. Set to inbound New Mexico with 20 seconds. Lay it up and in as Kuiper was there. Utah State got caught napping, and Kuiper lays it up. 30-25. Nice inbounds play by New Mexico with 6:47 left to go here in the first half. Aggies lead by 5. Sam Merrill on the right wing. Back to McEwen. Three-point line straight away. Back to Diogo. Cross court to Merrill. Merrill on the right side will take the three. Won't go. Rebound pulled down by Henson. His shot attempt is blocked away on the putback by Firstinger. And here comes New Mexico. Simons on the outside. Back to Mathis on the right wing. 6:22 and counting. Aggies lead by 5, but it's led by 10 in this one. Clock continuing to run. Mathis over to Firstinger. Firstinger's got to do something with it. Finally dishes it back to Simons. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Simons drives against Sam. And what's the foul? Coach, I got screened away.
Yeah, that's an offensive foul.
There we go.
Yeah.
Dave Hall finally gave Utah State one. And the ball goes back to Utah State.
Yeah, now if we'll remember, that's the same call that Dave had on the other end when Sam pushed off. So we've equaled that one out. We just have about 4 or 5 to go.
6:07 left to go, first half, 30-25. As the Aggies bring Crew Ainge back into the game, crossing the timeline. Ainge on the left wing to Brito. Brito back to Ainge. Ainge back to Brito. Brito will drive into the lane, swings it back over to Henson, and the ball is stolen away. Good job by Marowatch anticipating the pass, getting in there and deflecting and stealing it away. New Mexico into the lane. Mathis hands over to Simons. Baseline three is up, good. And New Mexico's climbed back to cut it to 2, 30-28, with 5:35 left to go here in the first half.
Yeah, the Aggies need to find an answer to this zone defense. They're really struggling to score.
Brito back to McEwen, swings over to Crew Ainge. Ainge back to McEwen, swings it cross court to Brito, down low to Brown, who turns around, takes the jumper too long. Rebound by Marowatch. And New Mexico, as bad as things look for them early on, could tie or take the lead on this possession. With 5:10 left to go, the Aggies up 30-28. Aggies have led by 10, now lead by 2. Mathis being guarded closely by Ainge. Works back to the other side. Ball stolen away on a bad pass. Brown's got it. Brown doesn't have numbers, doesn't mind. He's going to attack the rim, draw the foul. It'll say no shot, so Utah State will inbound, but Brown being the aggressor on that play.
Yeah, a little John going on underneath the hoop there too. So
look at McEwen telling Firstinger to calm down, because it was Brito and Firstinger getting into it, and Kobe goes right at Firstinger, pushes him back a little bit, says, calm down, big fella.
I like it. You know, I think, you know, you got a bunch of good teammates out there, and it's kind of showing that they have each other's backs.
I like that.
On and off the court.
Almost did the Mutombo finger wave at him, too, a little bit.
He kind of did give him a no.
All right, inbound is tipped away. Bad inbounds pass, and it's going to lead to a fast break opportunity. McNeil's going to lay it up and in. Bad inbounds pass by Crew Ainge, stolen away. McNeil goes coast to coast, lays it up, and we are tied at 30 apiece. Crew Ainge, Abel Porter about to check into the game. Henson for three, won't go. And another rebound comes down for New Mexico. Pull-up jumper inside the three-point line, up and good, and New Mexico is on a 9-0 run and leads this game 32-30 with 4:28 left to go. Coach, let's go ahead and keep it right here, as this has been a kind of a weird back-and-forth game here, as it seems like Utah State's on their heels now.
Well, we've gone 5 straight possessions, and the ball has not touched the 3-second area, the paint area. we've settled for outside shots and we're not getting the ball moving enough. Yeah, the last inbounds play, I mean, that's Crew not making a good decision on the pass and not probably being tall enough to see. So they'll give They'll give Porter a chance here and see if he can't be a little better offensively, because that's what's really gumming up the works there. And then turnovers, they lead to easy baskets.
Well, that's the problem too. I mean, there's been so many opportunities, turnovers. Utah State's turned it over 6 times. There's been, a grand total of offensive rebounds in this game. New Mexico's got 6 offensive boards. That's led to 8 second chance opportunity points in this game, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, they're the two keys to the game, right? Limiting turnovers and then owning the boards, and we haven't done either one. And if you can't do that, you can't get out early and score before they're settling in that zone. And that zone is long now. I mean, that thing is going 3-point line to 3-point line. They're really spreading it out. We need to find a way to knife in there. And one thing, I know Henson's not a gash player, but we need to get him off the 3-point line when he's in there and maybe cutting in and trying to get something towards the basket. And maybe it's not the limited to the post players. Maybe the guard play needs to get in there as well.
Yeah, no doubt. Today's game brought to you in part by the following Chevron dealers: Afton Chevron in Afton, Wyoming; Keller Strasse Oil Company in Soda Springs; Golden Spike Travel in Tremont; Nyla South Chevron in Logan; Bear Lake Chevron in Garden City, Utah; Top Stop in North Logan; and JJ Chevrons in Montpelier. Chevron, that's just care for your car. All right, 32-30, New Mexico leading Utah State with 4:28 left to go. Aggies have got the last 2:46 without a point. New Mexico on a 9-0 run. They made all 5 of their last field goal attempts. Quinn Taylor set to inbound. Zone defense is giving Utah State fits. Quinn Taylor runs the baseline, gets it to Porter. Let's see what Porter can do running the point as he spells Crew H, who had a little bit of a tough stretch. Abel Porter finally bodied up and draws the foul with 4:21 left to go.
Yeah, I think the officials, they probably looked up there and saw that it was 6-2, and they better do something to get this back even, because it's definitely been one-sided to start this half.
That never happens, right, Coach?
Oh my gosh, yeah, no. But I'm sure they were officiating the game. Their mindset is, okay, they got 7 players, we probably better pull back a little bit, but that's not really fair to the home team.
No.
So we need to keep the game even.
It's not their fault. They only have 7 players. Abel Porter gets the inbounds with 4:19 left to go. Hands over to McEwen on the right wing, and again, here comes New Mexico defensively, giving Utah State fits. Brito on the left wing, needs a screen, gets it from Quinn Taylor, works to the middle of the court, has it back over to Porter. Porter down low to Quinn Taylor, bad pass goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
Another turnover for Utah State, their 7th of the first half with 4:02 left to go. Remember last time they went out, they forced 23 turnovers, so this has been a problem that New Mexico likes to create. McNeil dancing outside the 3-point line, swings it back over to Furstinger, who drives into the lane, push shot up, no good. Rebound pulled down by McEwen. McEwen wants to run. Here we go, crossing the timeline. Swings it back over to Brito. Brito to Henson. Henson into the lane, looses the handles, able to pick it up, but it cuts off his drive, so he has to come back outside the 3-point line with 18 seconds left on the shot clock. McEwen over to Henson. Henson will drive. Attacking the rim, won't go, and they'll call the blocking foul.
Yeah, right on cue. Henson, who's not known for his driving ability, that's really what the game's telling him to do right now. They're so stretched out, and so he was able to drive there, and the defender in the restricted arc, that's an automatic block.
Yep. 3:30 left to go. Utah State trailing 32-30. As Henson is going to step to the free throw line. Aggies thought there were going to be a media timeout there.
So
I did too.
We took that 4-minute media timeout when the coach called his, which is a new rule as of last year.
Yep. Henson misses the first free throw. We'll have one more. Aggies trail by 2, 32-30. Henson lining up this next free throw, gets it up and buries it. Finally snaps New Mexico's 9-0 run. Aggies trail by 1, 32-31. Mathis back up top to McNeil. 3:20 and counting. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Marowatch over to McNeil on the right wing. McNeil trying to drive, instead pulls back, takes the 3, won't go, and Furstinger with another offensive rebound. Fresh shot clock for New Mexico. 7th offensive rebound in this half. And a long 3 is up and buried by New Mexico. They've got their largest lead of 4, 35-31. 2:55 left to go, and a stunned Spectrum crowd, and another turnover for Utah State on a bad pass as Abel Porter was going to pass it over to, I believe, McEwen. McEwen kept running, and the ball goes out of bounds. This is about as out of sorts as we've seen this team in a long time.
Yeah, I think, not being able to have Sam out there
and
really,
Sam just checked back in.
Put us back into a little funk, so he'll have to finish strong here and not foul going down the stretch.
Aggies have not made a field goal in the last 4:24. New Mexico overall is on a 12-1 run. They lead by 4, 35-31. McNeil over to Kuiper. New Mexico's feeling all kinds of confidence right now. Dwayne Brown's going to check back in. Mathis over to Marwatch as he steps back behind the three-point line. Pulls back the dribble. Goes right lane, lays it up and in, but they're going to get him with a travel before. Right call. Yeah. We all saw it. Finally, the official just saw it. 2:35 left to go. Let's see if the Aggies can get this thing back even, maybe tie this thing up or take a lead before halftime. Aggies led by as many as 10. New Mexico currently with their largest lead of 4. Brown back to McEwen. Aggies have struggled against this press. Almost turn it over again. Merrill's got it. Finally, dishes back over to Brito. Down low to Brown. Inside the paint, but he's going to hand back over to Merrill. 15 seconds left to go in the shot clock. Merrill into the lane. Has to pick up his dribble. Back over to Brown. Straightaway three. Got it. Much needed three. Dwayne Brown Jr. What can Brown do for you? 2 minutes left to go. New Mexico's lead cut to 1. 35-34 with 2:03 left to go. Kuiper to McNeil. Driving baseline. Shot up high. Missed. And Kobe McEwen with a nice block out. Wants to drive himself. Pulls up. Right hand layup. Up and in. And Utah State's got the lead back on a 5-0 run. 36-35. $1:42 left to go in the first half. Mathis on the right side to McNeil. McNeil cross court. Three-point shot up is missed by Mathis. And McEwen with another board. McEwen's having none of this. He drives once again. Kicks it back over to Brown. Straightaway three. No good off the back iron. McNeil catches the three in stride. Running the other way on Brito. Puts the layup. Won't go. Sam Merrill's there for the rebound. Out of control. McNeil couldn't get the layup to go.
Yeah, I like the pace and again, we got the starters back in. This is how we played really at the beginning of the game with, securing a rebound and playing with pace.
Brito over to Merrill. Merrill baseline, swings it cross court to Kobe for three. No good. Quinn Taylor tried to come up and get the board and still fighting for it a little bit with Marwatch, but he's able to wrestle it away with 48 seconds left to go. 36-35, clock continuing to run with 45 seconds left to go. Aggies led by 10, have trailed by 4. Currently on a 5-0 run and lead by 1. Mathis pounding the dribble outside the three-point line. 8 seconds left to go. Into the lane. Mathis with a right-hand scoop shot. Won't go. And Sam Merrill has the ball, and Utah State can hold for the last shot and guarantee themselves they'll take the lead into halftime. Merrill on the right wing, just inside the three-point line. Being hounded there by Kuiper. Hands over to McEwen. Aggies usually start at about 8. They spread out for Kobe. Kobe now with 7 seconds left. 5 seconds left. Baseline shot up, missed. Rebound is up and good. Quinn Taylor. Diogo Brito missed the baseline three. Pulls down the board, lays it up.
He shot it and dribble, which is the cardinal sin. Coach Felton's about to have an aneurysm there. It's that's Stu Morrow's play, and we never shoot it from the corner, but he shot it from the corner, and we were fortunate to get a rebound and a foul there.
Well, hey, if nothing else, he was there for the position for the rebound, right?
That's right, absolutely.
38-35, Quinn Taylor puts the free throw up, gets it. 3-point play by Quinn Taylor. Mathis crossing the timeline, puts the shot up, it is too far, and Utah State leads by 4, 39-35. Hey, we got a fun guest joining us at halftime. I'm excited for this one. We'll talk more about that coming up next. You're listening to Utah State Basketball on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield.